Hello, my name is Jennifer Smith and I'm the DLA Packaging Program Manager. Welcome to the DLA web series on packaging hosted by the DLA Small Business Office. This is the 5th episode in the packaging series and will cover military methods of preservation. In this episode, we'll discuss method of preservation 10, 20, 30 and its submethods, 40 and submethods, 50 and submethods, and we'll also talk about some specialized methods of preservation. General requirements for all methods of preservation are contained in Mill Standard 2073-1. Packaging personnel must utilize the basic method of preservation combined with the information for the submethod. There are 5 basic military methods of preservation and 16 specialized methods of preservation. Method 10, physical protection. It provides protection from physical damage and mechanical malfunction. There are various techniques used in the construction of a Method 10 package. You clean and dry your item, apply cushioning, dunnage, or wrap, tie, strap, or tape the item to form a unit pack, and apply your markings. Method 10 does not provide protection from the entry of water, water vapors, gases, fumes, or airborne microorganisms, or mold. No preservative is used in a Method 10 package. The figure shown on the screen displays various techniques used in a method of preservation 10. It could require a fiberboard container, or it could be as simple as banding items together. The coded requirements will specify what method of unitizing is required. Method 20 is physical protection with preservative and greaseproof wrap as required. It is used primarily on metals whose characteristics allow ready application of a corrosion preventative compound by dipping, flow coating, slushing, spraying, flushing, brushing, or fogging. In a Method 20, you'd clean and dry your item, apply preservative coating, drain any excess preservative, wrap in a greaseproof wrap, apply markings to the wrap, place in a carton, and apply your Mill Standard 129 identification markings. Method 30 is waterproof or waterproof greaseproof protection with preservative as required, and it contains 3 submethods. Method 31 is a waterproof bag, heat sealed. The item, preserved, wrapped, and cushioned as required, must be enclosed in a heat sealed bag conforming to Mill DTL 117, Type 3, Class B, Style 2. We went over that in Episode 4. Method 32 is a container placed in a waterproof bag, heat sealed. You'd preserve the item as required, wrap the item, cushion it, place in the designated container, and apply Mill Standard 129 markings. You would then place that container into a bag that conforms to Mill DTL 117, heat seal it, and apply additional Mill Standard 129 markings. Remember, whenever you place a container within a container, both containers must contain Mill Standard 129 markings. Method 33 is a greaseproof, waterproof bag, heat sealed. It's basically the same as 31, except it requires a different type of heat sealed bag. It needs to be both greaseproof and waterproof. Method 40 is water vapor proof protection with preservative. Items preserved with this method will be heat sealed in a water vapor proof enclosure as well as cushioned and preserved as required in accordance with Mill Standard 2073. There are 5 sub-methods for Method 40. Method 41 is a water vapor-proof bag, heat-sealed. You'd clean and dry the item, preserve as required, wrap, cushion, place in a Mill DTL 117 bag as specified, and apply your Mill Standard 129 markings to the unit pack. Method 42 is a container, water vapor-proof bag, heat-sealed, and placed within another container. So you'd clean and dry your item, preserve and wrap as required, cushion it, place it in the container that's specified. Make sure to blunt the corners and edges of that container so it doesn't poke through your barrier bag. You're going to place that container in a heat-sealed bag made from Mill PRF 131, Type 1, Class 1, 2, or 3. You'd put your Mill Standard 129 markings on that bag. Then you're going to place your outer container that's selected from Table C1 or C2 from Mill Standard 2073. And then you'll apply your Mill Standard 129 identification markings to both the inner and outer packages. Method 43 is a floating water vapor-proof bag, heat-sealed. You'd preserve and wrap the item, cushion it, place it in a bag conforming to Mill DTL 6060, apply Mill Standard 129 markings to the bag, place the bag in a container, and apply your Mill Standard 129 markings to that container. Method 44 is a rigid container other than metal, sealed. You'd preserve and wrap your items as required, cushion, place in the container and seal, and then you'd apply your Mill Standard 129 item identification markings. Method 45 is a rigid metal container, sealed. You'd preserve and wrap your items, cushion them, place in the container and seal, and then you'd apply your Mill Standard 129 identification markings. Method 50 is water vapor-proof protection with desiccant. All items must be packaged with desiccant. Method 50 has 5 sub-methods which we'll go over individually. Method 50 is identical to Method 40 in every way except that it does require desiccant and humidity indicators in every package. A desiccant is a substance that induces or sustains a state of dryness in its local vicinity in a moderately well-sealed container. There are many different types of desiccants. You've probably seen them in your aspirin bottles or your new shoes. All Method 50 to 55 require a Method 50 label. Method 51 is a water vapor-proof bag with desiccant, heat-sealed. You'd preserve, wrap, and cushion as required, apply the humidity indicator and desiccant, place in the specified Mill DTL 117 bag, apply markings in accordance with Mill Standard 129, and apply that Method 50 label. Method 52 is a container, water vapor-proof bag with desiccant, heat-sealed container. You preserve and wrap the item as required with cushioning, add your desiccant, place in the specified container, attach a humidity indicator to the container, blunt the edges and corners, place in the specified bag, apply markings to the bag, place the bag in a container from tables C1 or C2 of Mill Standard 2073, apply your Mill Standard 129 identification markings and your Method 50 label. Method 53 is a floating water vapor-proof bag with desiccant, heat-sealed. Preserve, wrap, and cushion as required. Add desiccant and apply your humidity indicator. Place in the specified bag conforming to Mill DTL 6060. Apply markings to the bag. Insert the floating bag into a container. Apply markings and your Method 50 label. Method 54 is a rigid container other than metal with desiccant sealed. You'd preserve, wrap, and cushion your item as required, place it in a container, add desiccant and a humidity indicator, seal the container, apply your Mill Standard 129 markings, and your Method 50 label. Method 55 is a rigid metal container with desiccant sealed. You'd preserve, wrap, and cushion the item as required, add desiccant to the container, insert a humidity indicator, seal the container with gasket and locking ring, apply your Mill Standard 129 markings, and your Method 50 label. The most common specialized methods of preservation are AE, which requires you to seal or plug all openings and use a method of preservation 10. GX, electrostatic discharge susceptible items. As a reminder, you can only utilize Mill PRF 81705 barrier material when creating your method of preservation GX packaging. BL, seal or plug all openings and preserve using method 20. DB is a method of preservation 10, but it has specific packaging materials. And then HM is for hazmat. And for that, you'd use the applicable modal regulation for the way that you're shipping your material. Thank you for viewing this episode on military methods of preservation. Visit the DLA Packaging website for tips, tools, and guidance. Please provide feedback on this episode or any other topics you'd like to see in future episodes. Questions and feedback can be submitted to DLA_PKG_SR@DLA.mil.